JustinTv is a live video site, and it lets anyone share and broadcast live video on the internet. And one of the coolest aspects is the interactivity. So, while someone's creating a live show, whether it's a news show or it's about video games or sports or whatever, they, oftentimes will interact with the audience and get questions, talk to the audience, play music that the audience likes. Kind of talk about and discuss, take questions from the audience. Oftentimes when we do events at like conferences, people will ask questions from the live stream and then people will answer. And I think that's, one of the main differentiators between live video and, static video like you might find on YouTube. And that's one of the most compelling things that keeps people coming back to that like live experience.
Why you start this project?
Well, when we started JustinTv, it was totally different. It was actually us trying to make our own reality TV show. And so what we learned from that was, we launched a show and we were running around San Francisco trying to be entertaining. But what we learned was we weren't very entertaining, we weren't funny. But lots of other people who were much more talented than us wanted to create their own content. And so then we created this platform.
JustinTv is changing the way to create, to produce content. And which is the future that you see and you wish in this situation?
Our goal is to just like empower users to create as much content as they want and like allow anybody in the world to create content. And that's why we've created this new app, SocialCam, which is for iPhone and Android. It allows anybody to upload instantly from their Android or iPhone, like really simply, and it's immediately available from the internet. To share on Facebook, Twitter, by email, over SMS, however they want. So, part of our mission with JustinTv is really to empower people to create content and let them share, share video.
Do you think the traditional way to produce content, the traditional TV, will survive?
Yeah. So, I think that TV is not going anywhere. TV has a massive subscriber base, and still, most of the ad dollars that go to video go to TV. I think that as the internet is just opening up this long tail of content where people can broadcast or create content specifically about a very, a niche, what would we consider on TV a niche, but really still reaches millions of people. One example of that is we just launched a new brand called Twitch TV, which is just about video games and watching video game video. And that's like something that probably couldn't exist on traditional TV because the kind of density of the video game audience is very spread around the entire world, but by aggregating all these like 10 million users from around the world, we can like create a very substantial audience for a specific vertical. So I think that like the future of the internet and video on the internet is really about serving like specific communities.
Interesting. Another question, the last questions. What do you think of all the words you listen today from American point of view, listening to Italian journalists talking about the situation? What is your feedback?
Yeah. So I was very surprised that people were very cognizant. They recognize that there's a big problem, right? They like understand that the money for traditional media, especially news journalism, print journalism, is going away. And I think they had a lot of ideas on how they would solve it or how they couldn't solve it. But for me, I think that what I said up there is true. It's like right now you're going to have to. There's a kind of contraction in that space. So like there's going to be less dollars tomorrow available for traditional journalism, print journalism. But people are creating new models all the time. So you see the New York Times experimenting with a paywall. People like Charlie Rose in the U.S. are able to build up this brand around their interview show and like get sponsors for it. Or you have like new technologies like Zeit or Pulse or Flipboard, which are coming out and might be able to provide additional revenue sources for traditional types of content. And so that I think that's exciting. People are going to have to adapt, but like if they're smart about it and they try different things, I think they'll figure out a way to survive.